national anthem. Please be seated. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, and to our distinguished guests, Lieutenant Colonel Barton, Command Sergeant Major Jones, Captain Fafari, and First Sergeant Cardenas. Welcome to the Occupational Therapy Assistant Program class closing ceremony. This ceremony will recognize our students on a job well done. In addition, we would like to bid them farewell as they move on to their Phase 2 assignments to put into practice what they have all worked so hard for while being here at the Medical Education and Training Campus. The Occupational Therapy Assistant Program is one of the most challenging and demanding courses that the Medical Education Training Campus has to offer. This class endured over 17 rigorous weeks of Phase 1 development in one of the most academically and militarily demanding courses offered to the Army, Navy, and Air Force personnel. Students have received over 690 hours of educational delivery during Phase 1, with the expectation to complete an additional 640 hours for Phase 2 fieldwork. A student's day begins with physical training followed by 8 hours of classroom instruction. This long day also includes additional requirements from each respective service branch. Students receive didactic instruction on various common tasks, hands-on training, and practical exercises during the course. All and while students must find precious time to study in order to meet the high academic demands. Nevertheless, successful completion is very difficult and requires the understanding and support of family members and loved ones. For this support, we thank you. At this time, we would now like to recognize the world's finest Occupational Therapy Assistant Program instructors and support staff. They have devoted many hours to training and education of each graduate, some of whom could not be here today. Would the instructors and support staff please stand? Please give them a round of applause. Allow me to introduce our program director, Lieutenant Colonel Lori Fife, our Navy Service Lead, Lieutenant John Balsamo, and our program NCOIC Sergeant First Class, Marie Santana. At this time, Lieutenant Colonel Fife, would now like to say a few words to the graduating class.
I'm actually going to say about 500 words to you. Two pages what we got. Okay, good morning. I'm Colonel Barton, Sergeant Major Jones, Captain Fafari, and First Sergeant Cardenas, and our UIW faculty as well. Thank you so much for joining us today, as well as the family and friends that could be here. We really appreciate your support, and we thank you for coming to celebrate this great day with 9 future occupational therapy assistants. It's really nice to see the support, and I know that many of you, if you hadn't have been there, some of these students would have had a hard time making it through this program. So I know that they'll definitely need to thank you at the end as well. Over the past few years, I've seen a lot of changes in the military occupational therapy assistant program. The students now receive an associate degree from the University of the Incarnate Word when they finish the program. Last year we had 22 former students pass the national certification exam and become certified occupational therapy assistants. And that's huge because this allows them to work on the outside. It allows them, once they retire from the military or decide they want to get out, it allows them to have a really good job when they leave. So it's wonderful that our program offers that. And we really do have some great momentum. Sergeant Santana was picked up for E8. Sergeant Novell was picked up for E7. I've been promoted since I've been here. Lieutenant Balsamo has been picked up for Lieutenant Commander, as well as HM1 now was just promoted. So there's a lot of great things going on, and you guys can just be part of that wonderful momentum. I know the past 18 weeks have been challenging, and you have sacrificed much. Gordon B. Hinckley is quoted as saying, "You will come to know that what happens today to be a sacrifice will prove instead to be the greatest investment that you will ever make." I truly hope that you feel that way when you reflect on your time here. I applaud you for investing in yourself, for working hard, and for completing this first phase of the program. Although you're only halfway done, in my opinion, the hard part is over. You guys get to go out to phase 2, and that's really where the fun begins. You get to apply everything that you've learned here. You get to work with patients, and you get to help them do what they need to do. On the first day of class, we asked you guys, how many of you chose occupational therapy? And many of you did. Many of you actually worked very hard to become an occupational therapy assistant, which was wonderful because in the past that wasn't always the case. Sometimes people would just say, oh, my recruiter said it was a really good job. And I would say that it's not a good job, it's really an amazing career. So from the day you signed your reenlistment contract to today, I hope that you have gained a deep respect and understanding and knowledge for occupational therapy. I trust that you truly appreciate what is required of you and all that you have to offer the patients based on your education. Hope you realize the impact you can have on people's lives every day. You may be the lifeline that gives them hope and gives them their dignity back. Just as the Occupational Therapy Association slogan states, you get to help people live life to its fullest. You get to help people get back to their lives and do what they want and what they need to do. And this is really a truly awesome responsibility, and I hope you guys take that seriously. I challenge you to make the occupational therapy profession better tomorrow than it is today. Be creative, innovative, and passionate about what you do. Never stop learning or researching, and never settle for being average. As you know, I have work finding difficulties, and so I'm surprised I found that, but I may need occupational therapy in the future, so you guys actually could be treating me. And my family and I are going to expect the very best because we know you are trained at the Medical Education and Training Campus. On Saturday, I had the privilege of attending the graduation ceremony at the University of the Incarnate Word. And I was able to watch a couple of our graduates cross the stage. I was actually able to watch Camp Fafard cross the stage, so congratulations on that. It was awesome. It was a really proud moment for me, and it gave me time to reflect on what a special opportunity this program offers its graduates. Sister Maya offered a blessing to the graduates, and I can't speak to her exact words, but she said some really amazing things, and so I wanted to pass some of that on to you. She said, bless your minds, and really bless your minds so that you can have the wisdom and the discernment. And bless your hands. You guys are going to be working with people. You got to use your hands and your minds to make sure that you can help them with whatever they need. So bless your hands so that you may heal the patients that you are soon to meet and expected to treat. Good luck at phase 2, and please leave here knowing that we have high, very, very high expectations of all 9 of you. Okay, goodbye.
Ladies and gentlemen, let me introduce to you our honor graduate for class 015, tag 16. He hails from Worthington, Kentucky. He completed basic combat training at Fort Sill and advanced individual training at Fort Sam Houston for 68 Papa radiology specialists. Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you the class honor graduate, Specialist Larry Michael Grissom. And at this time, I believe the company also wants to present the honor graduate award.
All right, push the order sheet.
Attention orders. The Army Achievement Medal has been rewarded to Specialist Larry M. Grizzle for outstanding meritorious achievement in being selected as the Distinguished Honor Graduate for the 68 Lima Occupational Therapy Specialist course, Class 15-16. His dedication and commitment to excellence is in keeping with the finest traditions of the military service and reflects great credit upon himself, the 264th Medical Battalion, and the United States Army. Signed, Warner J. Barden, Lieutenant Colonel, MS Commanding.
A quick round of applause. Thank you.
Good stuff. I don't think that was my cue.
Wait.
No, you can speak.
Okay, good.
We'll go with that. Welcome, distinguished guests, instructors, friends, and family. I want to let you guys in on a little bit of the OT side of what we do and a little bit of our humor from our class and some of our sayings that we learned upon the way. I want to advise you that this is a standardized speech. I may sound robotic, but I must read this verbatim. Today we cap a 20-plus week journey in the class closing of Phase 1, only to take just a bit of time off for holiday leave and then back to the grindstone for another 16-plus weeks where we will go to hone our craft. But about our time here at Fort Sam, well, we started with IBAM, and, well, we're just going to leave IBAM at IBAM. Then came OT. We were excited to start, but with reservations about the diagnosis review, case study, activity analysis junk we've been hearing about. It was pretty scary. And then Gino, he already failed 5 tests and we hadn't even taken one yet. But in reality, he never failed a test. He was just always worried about that. Well, we cruised right along up until anatomy, and then that was a difficult task. That was about 3 weeks of paranoia, but we made it through. Then the tall hurdles: diagnosis review, case study, activity analysis. Some people tried different ways, and we did the best that we could. During this time, our client factors of global mental functions, specifically energy and drive, were impaired, leading to deficits in performance skills initiates, continues, sequences, and terminates under the subheading of process skills. These deficits ultimately led to our inability to formally participate in the occupation of education. But with the guidance from our instructors, we have made it to Phase 1 class closing. Now we are ready to embark on the next part of our journey. I would like to thank the instructors, my peers and friends, especially Gino for Friday dinners that we all enjoyed throughout. Family, especially my wife, Abby, and my son, Peyton, as you all have contributed to my success here. I wish you well in all your endeavors, and may you be blessed. Thank you. The class leader has a responsibility to ensure that all students are prepared for class each and every day. And the class leader is the liaison between the student and the instructor. This responsibility is one that requires an individual to be passionate and observant while maintaining accountability and overseeing good order and discipline of the classroom. Ladies and gentlemen, allow me to introduce to you our class leader for class 15-16, Sergeant Precious Jewel Walker. At this time, Lieutenant Colonel Fike will now issue course completion certificates to the students, wishing each of them well before they embark onto their clinical affiliations. Specialist Davis will attend clinical affiliations at San Antonio Military Medical Center, Fort Sam Houston, Texas. Specialist Davis will also receive the Professionalism Award selected by the staff as the individual who, through persistent and personal effort, demonstrated the most professional and personal growth. In addition to that award, she will receive the Best Team Player Award as the individual who exemplifies military teamwork, camaraderie, and the spirit of the Corps. Specialist De Rosario will attend clinical affiliations at Carl R. Darnell Army Medical Center, Fort Hood, Texas. Specialist Gina will attend clinical affiliations at San Antonio Military Medical Center, Fort Sam Houston, Texas. Specialist Grizzle will attend clinical affiliations at Dwight D. Eisenhower Army Medical Center, Fort Gordon, Georgia. Specialist Grizzle will also awarded the Good Humor Award, nominated by his peers as the individual who best helped others succeed during phase 1 by using his special brand of therapeutic humor. And the Distinguished Peer Award as the individual who exemplifies the true spirit of professionalism and individual they would like to serve alongside in occupational therapy clinic. Specialist Buzon will attend clinical affiliations at Bethesda National Military Medical Center, Bethesda, Maryland. Specialist Piro will attend clinical affiliations at Dwight D. Eisenhower Army Medical Center, Fort Gordon, Georgia. Specialist Sanchez will attend clinical affiliations at Joint Base Lewis McChord, Washington State. In addition, Specialist Sanchez will receive the Hardest Worker Award as nominated by his peers for being the individual who put forth the most effort studying for exams and preparing for presentations in order to succeed in phase 1. Sergeant Walker will attend clinical affiliations at William Beaumont Army Medical Center, Fort Bliss, Texas. Specialist Zimmerman will attend clinical affiliations at Fort Belvoir Community Hospital, Fort Belvoir, Virginia. Please give all of our students a well-earned round of applause. At this time, Lieutenant Balsamo will now present the Stephen H. Luster Award. This awardee is selected by the Occupational Therapy Assistant Program staff. The Stephen H. Luster Award is given to the individual who consistently displayed the qualities of an excellent occupational therapy assistant. Lieutenant Balsamo will now make a brief comment about the namesake of the award.
Well, this is where the wheels come off the bus, because this is the first presentation that I'm presenting without having something prior written. So I did actually think, I was looking forward to this day for a long, long time. I don't think your students are aware of this, but this is actually my last iteration here, and I'm actually going on. I probably only mentioned that about 60 times. The other reason why I was really looking forward to this was I was so certain that Navy was going to kick the tail of Army in the football. And that's what I had prepared. I had probably 2 pages of how great Navy football is. But I'm here to say, humbly, you guys did a good job, and you know, in the spirit of joint service, that's what it's all about. You know, we train together, we work together, we treat our patients together, and you know, our warfighters fight together. So it's a great football game, but I do wish I could have, you know. So I do have one question, and there's only one person I need to ask this about. Now, Specialist Gino, what's the name of the building where you did all your studies for the last 17 years?
Myth 3.
Okay, so it's don't sit. So it's not Myth 3. It is Myth 4, but that's not what, you know, Myth 4 stands for Military Instructional Facility, right? That means the building was built, the 4th building built. But it has a name. right? What's the name of the building?
Anderson Hall.
Anderson Hall, thank you. Okay, I knew he would get it, and he's gonna go out, and he's never gonna worry about not answering a question again. Very good, thank you, sir. So that's true. So it's Anderson Hall, you know, and it's very important, you know, too often, you know, we'll say we're in MIF 4, but I went to a retirement ceremony, and a Master Chief said, you know what, we do that individual a disservice whenever we refer to it as MIF 4, right? This is an individual, HM2 Anderson, died in Helmand Province, Afghanistan, taking care of his Marines. And you can guarantee that he knew the name of every one of his Marines, and all his Marines knew his name as well, right? So now we're going into our clinicals, and you guys will be treating patients. And it made me think that professionalism, as you've been hearing that term, has a big, you know, has a lot to, you know, you can't just wrap it up in a sentence. But to me, professionalism is you really need to know the names of your patients, okay? Too often, and I've been guilty about this, oh, I got my flexor tendon at 8 o'clock, I got my distal radius fracture at 9. You know, and that does the patient a disservice, okay? We treat people, we don't treat patients. We chart on patients, and you guys gotta work on that, but we treat people, okay? So keep that in mind, all right? And I think the Colonel Luster Award really epitomizes that. I never met Colonel Luster, but I worked with a few people who knew him and worked with him. And by all accounts, he was a wonderful, caring individual, and he took care of the patients that he treated, and he took care of the students, and he took care of this program. And it's a very important award, and we're gonna give it out to the person that the staff voted, and it really means a lot to us, and we struggle with it because there was a lot of good people who could have came across and got this award. But this award is gonna be given to the individual today, okay? This award is out there every day for me to win tomorrow when I go back to clinical, and it's out there every day when you guys go into your clinical, okay? The Colonel Luster Award is something that's always outside, right in front of us, and every day you have to earn that right, okay? We do a lot for our patients. We take care of people, we take care of war fighters, we take care of beneficiaries, we take care of children, we take care of retirees. There's nothing more important. I'm here to tell you, I worked as a civilian for many years. This is the best damn job I ever had. And I want you guys to embrace it while you're here and do the best you can. So today, I'd like to, with great honor, award the Colonel Luster to Specialist Grizzle.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, will you please rise for the singing of the Army song?
The Army Song.
March along, sing a song, we're the army of the free. Count the brave, count the true, who have fought to victory. We're the army and proud of our name. We're the army and proudly proclaim. First to fight for the right and to build the nation's might. And the army goes rolling along. Proud of all we have done, fighting till the battle's won. And the army goes rolling along. Then it's high, high, hey, the army's on its way. Count up the cadence loud and strong. For wherever we go, you will always know that the army goes rolling along.
3 steps forward, march. About, face. Rest.
This concludes our ceremony. Please come forward and congratulate our students on their successful completion of Phase 1.